So hello guys, today is a video on how to do DK pass shortcuts the easy way. So pardon me for making the guide in this manner. I don't have a capture card, so I'm using the record last 30-second method, and I'll be using like my pen to point at where you should look at in order to perform the shortcuts. So this is the first shortcut that is the most important shortcut. Let me play it out and show you how it is being performed. Okay, so this shortcut cuts a lot of time. So over here is just your standard drift at the start. I'll skip to the shortcut. Okay, so once you approach this railing here, starts to drift sharp to the left. You can collect the coin as well. Aim for this curb here. You want to be sort of like parallel to the curb, you see? I'm parallel to the curb now. Parallel to the curb. Once you get a mini turbo, or even if you don't get a mini turbo, once you reach this curb here and you're aligned, immediately do a charge jump. Because once you reach here and you do a charge jump, it's just enough time for you to charge jump off from here. And once you get the charge jump animation, aim for the center of this net. Slightly before the center for the best alignment, but if you are too left, you might not get the jump. So if you want to play it safe, you can just aim it at the center. You see, aim for the center. Once you get the charge jump, hop onto it, hold left on your joystick, you'll ride the wall straight up. The thing is, the more you aim towards the left of the net, the higher you will jump. If you aim towards the right side of the net, you will not get such a high wall ride because of how the game works. That's why you want to aim towards the middle or slightly to the left around here. Hold left on the joystick to right. Once you approach the tree here, once the tree is about at your cut area, you can trick. Or if you feel like you are very close to the edge and you can trick to get on top, you can just trick. But usually I use the tree as the gauge, and it's a very good way to gauge. You see, I trick and spam left trick. And the best line is to land over here right after the what is this called, barricade, and before the tree. Sometimes if you trick too late, you might land over here, but still you are saving time. If you land here, you save even more time. If you trick too late, meaning if you don't ride the wall high enough, you trick too late, there's a railing here, you'll land on this railing, you'll collect 3 coins, but you won't save much time. You see, there's coins here. So if your wall ride is very low, meaning you aim too right and you trick too late, you might land over here, which is fine. You get like 2-3 coins. I think it's 2 coins here. Then it's still fine, but you don't save time. Then from here, just drive as per normal. Don't mushroom. If you mushroom here, I made a mistake a couple of times where I mega mushroom last time during competitive match. I mega mushroom, you'll drive straight through, or if you mushroom through. But if you have a mushroom, once you are aligned to the next shortcut, you can actually mushroom to quickly get the cut. But you can just drive normally and you still save a lot of time. So this is the next shortcut. Let me show it to you. Save a lot of time as well. Okay, so this is how you perform the next shortcut. Once you come off the snow, you see this curb here. Aim for this curb. I mean like this white color before the red color. Aim for the white color snow curb area. Aim for this part. Trick. Hold left. Once you get the orange turbo, trick off again. Even if you trick early, that's fine, but importantly is sometimes you'll get different alignments depending on where you trick off. But importantly is once you feel like you can get onto the road, just trick. See? I'm very close, I just trick off, you get a lot of speed and start your drift immediately. Now over here is your next shortcut. I'm not sure if I pull off the shortcut here. Yeah, okay, I messed up a little bit, but let me show you the proper version, and this version is actually very consistent. Let me show it to you. It's over here. So this version, you charge up orange turbo, minimally orange turbo, drift, release, I'll explain to you step by step, but you can see it's very fast. And one of the reasons why I like to do this shortcut instead of the standard shortcut is because usually in a match there are item boxes here, right? There's a double item box, there's a single item box here, couple of single item box. So doing this shortcut, you get the single item box. So you get an orange, minimally orange. Aim for this left arrow here. Release your mini turbo once you reach the ramp area. I released a little bit earlier, but if you release around the ramp area, aim for this arrow. Trick forward. Aim for the tree. Left trick onto the wall. Once you are on the wall, immediately right trick. Aim for this tree. Left trick, and spam left trick until you get a good alignment. Then over here, you do a drift. So something I want to note is that aiming for this tree, there's no real way to tell you how to move your joystick. But I will say, usually when I trick off here, I will trick off to the right? Then I will move my joystick to the left a little bit. But you have to play around and practice because to get used to the physics. Because when you right trick from here, if you continue holding right, you will miss the tree. So you right trick, you feel like your character is going too right, you move the joystick to the left a bit, aim for the tree. Left trick, aim for the other tree. You don't want to keep holding the joystick because if you keep holding left, you're going to miss the tree. You sort of want to tap the joystick a little bit. So one way I recommend is to practice this shortcut to get a feel for the physics, and you know how much adjustment you need to make in order to hit the tree. Minimally, you want to hit this tree. If you don't hit this tree, you're gonna be in a very bad spot. But if you hit this tree, if you miss this tree, that's fine because you'll still land around here. But optimally, you hit this tree, trick left, hit this tree. And then over here, just get a mini turbo. Just do a tight drift until you hear a mini turbo and just release it. Then over here is the next shortcut. You want to touch the pad here and avoid these two pads because you'll get too much air time. So you see over here, I touch the air pad, the speed pad, go to the right, then I trick off here. This is the fastest. You start your drift. Once you're approaching the snow area, mushroom, do a tight drift until you get orange turbo, immediately release. If you hold your orange turbo until you come out of the road, if you don't release the orange turbo, if you don't release the orange turbo in the ice, in the snow, you'll get slowed down in the shortcut. So you see here, you get orange turbo, immediately release. Let me show you an example of if you don't release it. This is an example. If you don't release the orange turbo in the snow, you get slowed. And people at the back will catch up and they'll hit you. So very important to practice the timing. Like once you hear the orange turbo sounds off, immediately release and you'll get through the shortcut very smoothly. And that's about it for this DK pass. I think that this is one of my favorite tracks. There's a lot of shortcuts in this track. They are sort of like interconnected. Oh yeah, let me show you the other shortcut. I totally forgot about to show you this shortcut. Let me show you the entire sequence. It's actually super consistent. I'm able to pull off the shortcut every time I play online, competitive launch as well. Important note is that sometimes people will bump you off or hit you, so it's good to take the shortcut, but if you can't take the shortcut, then don't go for it. So this is the other version of the shortcut for the tree shortcut. Super easy to do. I would say it's the same as the one where you go for the ramp. So let me show you how this works. Same thing. You charge up a turbo, then get onto the ramp. Then once you get onto the ramp, you want to left click once you reach this particular black box. Then don't touch the joystick at all. Don't hold left, don't hold right. Release your hand from the joystick. Your character will fly to the wall automatically and attach. The reason why you don't want to hold your joystick is if you hold, you'll stick onto the wall very quickly and you will be at a very high position, and if you continue holding your joystick, if you stick onto the wall too early, you'll be over here, very high. And the problem comes when you are very high, you trick right, you'll hit this wire, and it's very bad, very bad. And you can't trick on the tree because there's a lot of leaves here. So don't touch the joystick once you trick left. You'll auto attach you to the wall. Once you get onto the wall, right trick onto the tree. Aim for the next tree, then blah blah blah. It's the same process. Yeah, it's exactly the same as the other ram trick. It's just that over here, once you trick off towards the left, don't touch the joystick at all. Then right trick, left trick, left trick, left trick, left trick. Get proper alignment, then drift. I think this is a little bit faster, but I don't usually do this version because on online match you miss an item box, and I rather go for the slightly inconsistent version, you can say, or slightly slower. I don't know which one is faster or slower, but I think the run with the ramp is a bit slower, but you get the item box. This version I'm talking about, the one with the ramp where you mini turbo through the ramp, I think this one is a bit slower, it seems, and a bit inconsistent, like a bit harder. Not inconsistent, it's super consistent, but a bit harder. But this version gives you an item box, which is very important for you to snipe people or get a shroom to shroom past here. So yeah, that's basically all the shortcuts for this DK pass that I recommend taking for online play or competitive play. There are also a few other shortcuts, but I generally don't recommend taking them. These are the only shortcuts I think that you should learn if you really want to learn the shortcuts on this map. The other shortcuts either don't save as much time or are not as important of a shortcut, so you don't really need to learn them. Yeah, so I'm just here to cover the important shortcuts, and if you want to watch more videos or in-depth guide on how to do all these shortcuts for the other maps, remember to subscribe. I'll be making more for the other maps as well.